Hello, everybody. My Teaserking family. I don't know what happened. I assume it was either the Russians or the Chinese that blew me off. Um, it was YouTube just closed it down, and then it was live stream, and I was trying to expand it, and just kept seeing the circle. So I thought it's best just to get out and come back in. So as we were talking, 7 ways to retire comfortably with 500K. So I got 500,000 of these. Total value is zero because this is going to zero. So my 500K that I have today in, let's say, 6 months will be worth maybe 10,000, if that, probably not worth anything. So it goes to zero. So 7 ways to retire. How are you going to retire if your dollars are worthless? There's only one way to retire, and that's right here. That's it. This is your one way to retire. You buy silver, and that's it. Or you buy gold. That's it. That's how you comfortably retire. 7 ways to retire comfortably with 500 grand is buy 500,000 worth of gold and silver and retire. And then when it goes up, you'll be a rich boy. So I'm going to leave on the other video. You got the baseball picks. There's a couple of locks. The NBA, we're taking Miami tomorrow. We looked at the gold and silver price. We can quickly review that. We're just looking at the NFL right now. But let's go to gold and silver. Oh, silver's making a move, 23.29. I paid 23.20. There you go. I'm making a fortune. Gold 1946. So there's a lot of bullshit activity. The 10 o'clock drop every fucking day. It's so stupid. The 10 o'clock drop happens every day and nobody says bullshit. I'm one of the few that can figure out that it's a 10 o'clock drop every day. It's unbelievable. So how do you retire? Right? There's only one way, and we all know it. This is it. This is the only way you can retire, is to have assets. Now, a Mantle card, of course, Tom Brady, Jordan, a Rolex, of course, Picasso. Yeah, if you can afford one of those, or do what I did, which is go to the museum and buy little ones, but they're reprints. They're not worth anything. The way to beat inflation, and that's what we have because they're printing too much money, not because of a supply chain bullshit, is to have hard assets. That's the only way to win. You have to buy things that keep their value. Let's put it that way. So the only way to win, so the Mantle card would keep its value, would probably go up a lot. As the Brady and Mahomes and the Jordan, the Montana. The Rolex is a real asset that'll probably hold its value, and the gold and the silver. So assets that hold their value. That's why everybody says real estate. And I'm like, but that's not going to hold its value. Okay. So my friend bought a house for 200. That's now worth 400. If you were to buy it for 400, do you think it's going to hold its value? No. It might hold the initial $200,000 value, but the $400,000 value it'll never hold because the interest rates will get too high, making the cost for the house too expensive, and you're not going to be able to get 500 grand for it. You'll be lucky to get 200 grand for it. And again, you'll need the money. So again, I don't think it's wise that, yes, where a house is an asset and normally keeps its value. Look at a car. A car is an asset, but it doesn't hold its value. It depreciates to zero. So you want a non-depreciating asset, and gold and silver are it. Oil, people say oil is not an asset. It's not. What are you going to go buy Pennzoil and put it in your garage? I mean, that's not an asset. That's not what the fuck you're beating inflation because I have Pennzoil or Quaker State in the garage. That doesn't go up in value. You're not buying a barrel of oil, and you don't want to be in stocks because they're going to get crushed. See, because the foreigners have $7 trillion of our money invested in the stock market and the banks, they're going to get rid of it. Because what's happening is each country's coming out with their own dollar until the gold gets in there, but their central banks are all buying gold. So they'll come out with currency backed by gold. All you got to do is raise the price of gold. So I got to say, fuck this COMEX price. Let's raise it to where it needs to be, 10, 20, 30 grand. That's where it should be. Not this 2000, not this $23. I love it. $23 in the coin store sells it to me for 27. Like, he's being clever. I get a $4 premium, and I'm doing all I can not to laugh hysterically in front of the guy's face. Like, do you honestly think that that's a good premium, $4? I don't know. First of all, do you think the $23 is real? And then do you think marking it up $4 to 27? What are you doing, man? I mean, that's just fucking ridiculous. That's not what you do. So anyway, that's how you really invest. So people will go to this, see 7 ways. They'll call their financial planner. They'll call their CPA. CPA doesn't know anything about inflation. They learn auditing. They learn tax. They don't learn economics. They don't learn finance. They don't learn gold. CPAs only know tax and audit. That's why you go to them to get your taxes done, or they can audit your books. That's it. They don't know. I mean, I guess debits and credits, accounting, but that's it. They don't know anything. So why would you run to a CPA to invest? Why would you go to a stockbroker to invest? He's never going to put you in gold because the company wants you in paper. They want you in stocks or mutual funds, which are stocks, or real estate investment trusts, which are pure bullshit, fantasy. As the rates go up, people are default. As people default, all those turn to zero, and you got a salt on a Wall Street guy coming back at you. You don't want him coming at you. So, that's the problem. It's just not. You've got to get out of all that mindset. You've got to get out of the banks. They're all collapsing. Don't let them kid you. Well, that's it. We're all done. We just had these 3 or 4 or 5. Credit Suisse goes down, and you think everything's fine. Just get out of the bank. Put your money in the safe. Buy your gold and silver with it. Go have some fun. Go buy your 5 ounces of silver. Go get a 5 ouncer. And off, so go buy your 10 ounces of silver. Why didn't I buy more? We had no gold to buy except for a panda. I'm not going to buy Chinese. Not that there's anything wrong with Chinese. It's an ounce of gold. I don't have a desire. I don't want to do anything with the Chinese. And then this, I'm not that comfortable with the bar, a 5-ounce bar. I would prefer to have 5 of these. However, I can see where you can slip this into your pocket when you're traveling. And with my 10 ouncers and go to Europe, go to Switzerland, and then just have this in my pocket. Yeah, this is a lot. Well, it's not lighter. This is the same weight. They're both 5 ounces, but I can slide this in my pocket. Now I can slide this in my pocket, but this is a lot easier just to put in. But that's what you do. See, I put my money where my mouth is. I buy silver. I buy gold. So I'm not telling you, and then I don't do it, or I do something else, or ha ha ha, or I'm trying to sell you. This is the only legitimate focus that you're getting. This is the only real honest piece of knowledge that you're getting. That's why it's a master's class. You're learning what I learned in my master's program. You are learning it for nothing. and you're making money on it because you're buying gold and silver. So you're getting out of the depreciated car. So you're getting rid of this bullshit, the Titanic. You're getting out of that because this is going to zero. There's no way you can stop it. This is a big fucking snowball rolling down the hill. There ain't no way you're stopping it because it's already started to roll down the hill. So you have to understand that that's never going to happen. It's never going to stop. Inflation is not going anywhere. So you've got to realize that inflation is there. It isn't going away. So with that said, how do you survive it? Real assets. That won't depreciate. So not a car. The house will depreciate. So you're already living in a house or an apartment now anyway. So you're not just buying a $500,000 house for the hell of it. You're buying it for your family. Don't buy a second house. So that leaves you the Rolex, the cards, the coins, collectibles. But I don't even care about the collectibles, just the gold and silver. I only buy this because I'm buying silver. That's why I don't mind the rounds. It's not a collectible, but I'm not buying it that the round will go up in value. I'm buying it that the silver will go up in value. And that's the key. So I've got assets that are solid assets that are going up. And when they say no third-party risk, this is third-party risk. You're in bed with the government, right? They're the ones saying yes. They're the ones inflating it to losing all its value is based on the government doing it. You have to trust the government. Oh, my God. Why would you ever want to trust anybody else in the first place, but above all, the government? Who the fuck would trust the government? So don't want to trust the government. That's who you're in bed with. Here, you're not in bed with anybody. They printed it. It's an ounce of silver. It's mine. It's my precious. I'm in bed with myself. I don't have anybody nobody can make this zero. As much as JP Morgan might want it be zero, he can't make it zero because there's too many people that want it. So because the whole world wants silver and gold, this ain't never going to zero. Do you like my language? It ain't never going to zero. So you have that going for you. This is being printed, and the more that's printed, the less it's worth. That's why it's inflation. That's why it's ripped. And this is all that the dollar's worth is 2 cents. But this can never go down to 2 cents. That's the beauty of this. It's an ounce of silver. Oh yeah, and we see the COMEX paper derivative market go down. That's fantasy land. That's not the real price of silver and gold. So that's why you don't worry about it. We're just waiting for physical, and we understand what inflation is. You're devaluing the purchasing power of the paper because there's nothing anchoring it. It's not attached to gold or silver, therefore it just goes to whatever. And if you keep printing it, it keeps losing value, and the value eventually goes down to nothing. And that is the real thing of inflation. So that's really what you're worried about. That's what they're doing to everybody, but they won't tell you. They'll say it's prices. Don't look at us. It's not our fault that we overprinted the dollar. I was just at the grocery store, right? So it's Fritos, $5 for a little 10-ounce bag. And you're like, seriously? $5 for a bag of Fritos? That probably cost 89 cents when they first came out. Shows you how much the value is lost in value. And so with that said, you've got to understand that's what's happening. That's the inflation. So they're taking your money that you worked hard for, and they're making it worth less and less and less. So you've got to get out of it, and then you trade. So what I did was trade at 27 times 10, $270. I traded 270 useless dollars for 10 ounces of this, of which it's going to go to at least 2,000 an ounce, probably more. So I just traded 270 worthless dollars for 10 ounces for 20,000 whatever dollars or whatever this is going to be. Okay. That's the method of my madness, right? That's the whole point of what I'm doing is we're taking something that's being zeroed out for something that's about to go through the moon that hasn't. So think of it as like when Bitcoin started at $10 and it went to 70 or 80,000, whatever the hell it went to, which is all phony. But this is real, and this has a long place to run to. You'll see it at 50 grand, and you're going to go, fuck, I wish I would have bought more when Professor told me. Or the silver at 27 and it goes to $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. Fuck, I wish I'd have bought more. Especially when your alternative is to hold this. See, the mindset is I want to make money. So your mindset is, well, I got $20,000. I got to invest it. Do you? That's like playing poker. I got to play the hand. Do you have to play the hand? Or you can fold if you have crap. This is crap. This is worth folding. So you get out of this into silver is what you do. That's the point of the game. You want to make money? At some point, you fold your hand so you don't lose more money. That's what we have now. And all the stocks are just foreigners buying because there's nothing else to do. They've got money. They can't put it in their own currency. So they got to buy US dollars. So they buy stocks. But with the inflation, nobody's going to make any money. All right. Let's get back to football. Photographer sues Adams after shove. So I guess he hit the photographer like in any given Sunday, like Don Corleone pushed the photographer. Davante Adams. Now you would think, see, I don't like it because the photographer kind of probably did it on purpose, probably got in the way and pissed him off. Instead of saying, excuse me, sir, can I take a picture? And the guy probably would have said, yeah, okay, fine. Or seeing he's emotional, maybe he just fumbled and you're going to get in his face. I mean, who knows what happened, but terrible. So let's see. Oh, the Lions gambling problem. Fifth Lions player facing NFL game. Okay, we know they're all told. I think I've already said this. We're all told you can't gamble. You can't play football. You can't play pro sports and gamble. Pete Rose, Alex Karras, Paul Hornung. Not a whole lot you need. Else you need. So that's the point. And then they go, oh, I didn't know. I mean, that guy would be off my team because I got a liar on my team. How do I trust? See, once the trust of him lying, once he starts lying, you can't trust him. You don't want to associate with him. As an IMFJ, what do? I don't even need to catch a liar. I just catch a guy saying I'm a communism and I shut the door and said, see you later. So that's really what you do here. Lions, Jameis Williamson wasn't aware of NFL's strict gambling rules. Really? Okay. See right there, you're off my team because it doesn't matter. You won't run the right routes. You probably won't block. I can't rely on you. And then it gives a bad thing to the rest of the team who these are football players, not Rhodes Scholars, who are a bunch of idiots, but they can play football. So they're going to say, well, fuck, I can lie too then. Oh, I didn't know. Anyway, so let's see, any news? Garoppolo had foot surgery. Yeah, that's Garoppolo injured. Yeah, haven't seen that before. Andy Reid doesn't love the new kickoff rule. which is call a fair catch, get the ball at the 25. '49ers coach Kyle Shanahan says quarterback Brock Purdy will start throwing ahead of schedule in elbow recovery. I thought it was going to say starts. Will start week 1. Purdy tore the UCL on his throwing arm. Yeah, we know against Philly. The 23-year-old will be allowed to start throwing sometime next week, head coach Kyle Shanahan told reporters on day 2 of voluntary. So he sounds like he'll be ready to go. Now, I like the Niners, then the Eagles, and then Seattle in the NFC. Tom Brady reaches deal with the Raiders. Okay, all right, enough of this. Now, our man, Andrew McGuire, had his show, and I really ripped it up because he again had a guest who's a stockbroker. I don't understand what he does. Do we really want to see a stockbroker? I don't honestly get it. So here's a guy, top stock picks, mining sector update. The market's going to crash. You don't want to be in them. You want to wait for the crash, then get in it. And don't kid yourself. The stock market's crashing because all the foreign $7 trillion people are going to pull their money out of the US dollar. Once they're aware of what I tell you, that this is garbage, worthless, this is worthless. So if you're in the stock market, guess what's going to happen? It's going to zero because the dollar, even if the company has $1 billion, it's going to zero unless they're smart enough to buy gold, which most U.S. companies have no brains and they won't listen to me. So I just laugh at them. Like, okay, my last job, you're going to be done by March. Didn't buy any gold. Goodbye. Your business is gone. Anyway, they're just too stupid. Oh, I want to watch this game. 71 Monday night, Washington at LA. That's probably a pretty good game. All right, let's go to what I watched. So this was Andrew McGuire, 124 today. And here's my comments. It's really
national debt will grow to 50.
It's really here's my look at my first comment. Great, another. I can't read it because it's backwards, but I'll let you read it. Great, another guy with no education, no economic skills is a salesman. This is ridiculous. Great, another guest. And then I used the Bobby. See, Bobby, I did the shake my head. I did it for you. Another guest. Why don't you do another show with guests and one show with Andrew? And then I shake my head. Just for you, Bobby. Wow, what can I say? An amazing episode. Thank you, Andrew and Peter. Awesome interview. What was so awesome about it? Amen. Peter is a great guest. Really. Why would that be? So not a lot of, does this guy even get, well, he gets 2,000 views. Now I wonder why I don't get 2,000 views. Anyway, nothing good that I would say to watch. Oh,
Hello, health champions. Today we're going to talk about.
I want you to watch this one. This is from our good doctor friend. 10 warning signs to 10 warning signs of stroke a week before. Please watch this. Most everything he talks about is insulin resistance and high blood pressure, and do your fasting and eat properly, stay away from carbs and sugars. So everything always comes back to, by the way, if you want to beat everything, just stick to your diet, stick to your fasting, stick to your insulin. No smoking and drinking. That's what causes high blood pressure, which causes strokes. So basically, you just keep your blood pressure low by eating healthy and fasting, which is just 2 meals a day, a lot of veggies and eggs and meat, and you're fine. I mean, just eat normal. Just be careful of the alcohol and the smoking. Keep your blood pressure down. You probably won't get strokes. But if you do, you probably will get a stroke. And he talks about 2 or 3 different ways of getting symptoms like blurry vision. You can't talk. He says there's 2 brains, a left and a right. And so if your face and arm and leg go numb, you're in trouble. So signs like that, but it's a very good video if you like the doctor, which I do. This one we talked about the last time, unlocking the power of gold, and that's our friend Egon. So really, I like last week's. You had Aegon, you had Alistair, you had Alistair again, you had Aegon with some other idiot, and that. So last week's shows were much better than what I watched today for our friend Andrew McGuire. The problem is he brings on a guy. He doesn't quite understand his scope. I've never seen a guy who doesn't get it. As I say, we're brands. I branded myself, you brand yourself into whatever it is that you brand it into. So that's what you do. And Andrew doesn't get it. He has these guests on who are brokers. I guess he thinks he'll get US guests to watch, but if I wanted to watch this guy, I'd watch him, but I don't want to watch him. There's nobody I like in the US because they don't get it. This guy kind of got a little about inflation, a little bit. But I didn't get any value from him. I won't run if I see this guy, this Peter Grandma or whatever his name is. If I see him on something else, I'm not running. These other guys that I see in his show on other YouTubes, I don't watch them. I'm only looking for 3 guys, Aegon, Alistair, and Andrew McGuire. That's it. Those are the guys I trust that have an idea. When is the fucking Comex? They at least alert you to physical and paper. And then they keep thinking, well, okay, Comex, it's about to go. And yet Comex still hangs on. And that's really what the point is when is the Comex finally going to blow up? That's what we're waiting for. And that's what I'm hoping they give us. So when I watch Andrew McGuire this morning, I'm expecting, okay, gold's gone down because, and then it's going to start going up at this point because. That's why I watch him. I'm not watching him to watch somebody else. That's like watching, you want to watch the Steelers and you turn the game on and it's the show on the Cleveland Browns and you're like, I want to see the Steelers. Well, it's and he's sitting there kissing the guy's ass. I don't understand it. I guess he's doing it for ratings because it makes no sense, but it pisses me off because I want to hear his take. I don't need a guest because it's going to take away from hearing him. I want to hear him for an hour. It's like what I say. You want to hear me talk for an hour. If I brought in somebody else, somebody I played poker with, and he talked for 30 minutes, you'd be pissed off. You're tuning in to talk to me. You're not tuning in to talk to some guy who I play poker with, and we're going to talk poker, or maybe we talk gold. You want me to bring in the coin guy from the coin store? Hey, here's my friend. Let's talk gold. No, I mean, whatever I need to tell you, I'll tell you. I don't need him telling you. So that's what pisses me off about these. So really nothing. I like the one on strokes. Gave me a much bigger edge than Andrew McGuire one. See, so he really ruins it with the guest. I don't get it. And then I don't like the host who it's always this amazing episode. Okay, dude, if they're all amazing, they can't be amazing then. When you actually have an amazing episode, you're the boy who cried wolf. You're saying every show is amazing, and meanwhile, then it's not. It's this show wasn't even good. Last week's was very good. So if you call them both amazing, there's a problem because then then everything's amazing. Or do you think we're that stupid to believe every episode's amazing? I did not like the show. I thought it was a bit weak. I didn't think, let's put it this way. I didn't think the guests brought anything to the table. So that's like you're having Thanksgiving and I'm cooking the turkey and I got the roast and I got some ribs and I got the stuffing. And then somebody comes and brings a bottle of water. Like, you didn't bring anything to the table. We got water. We don't need water or a bag of chips or something. You're not bringing anything to the party. And that's how I view it. Like, you're not, you should be bringing something to the party. So anyway, that's nothing much on the videos. Let's see if we got any new ones. But don't waste your time with Alistair McLeod. Teaserking Part 2's on. I'm live. How about that? Let's see. See, then you got morons. Everything is about to collapse when this goes public. What? That there's the money's worthless? Or I love when this guy says something. It's just the one I watched.
They're raising rates, and
Yeah. I don't know how this guy gets 300 views. He gets 300 views and 7 likes. And I'm going to dislike it just out of spite. There was one he did that I just said, this guy's an idiot. I really hate that guy because he's a Keynesian who tries to, like, I'm going to help people. Let's see. I don't believe this. This guy's saying Odessa and Kharkov fall under Russian control and authority. I don't believe that. I didn't even know there was fighting in Odessa or Kharkov. So I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. They don't even hold the Navy. So this is what you got to be careful. When these clowns say this stuff, you have to be careful. They don't know what they're talking about. So you listen to it and you believe it. You go, oh, okay, if that's what it is. And that's the whole thing. So I don't buy it. What is this? I don't know. I might be having problems with my chat. I'm not sure. Ooh, a massive storm ahead. Massive storm ahead. Oh, what, God, why does that do that? I hate that.
What's going on? I'm not from this world.
Massive storm ahead by our favorite idiot, Andy Scheckman. Again, he's clueless because he doesn't understand. He still thinks it's paper, silver. Here's one. Globalist agenda, banking crisis by some guy, Michael Rechtenwald. Okay, I don't know who this guy is. If I watch this and he starts talking, I don't know if I can trust him or not. This is the point I make. You know me, and you hear me over and over, and you go, okay, he either knows what he's talking about or he doesn't know what he's talking about. You make your conclusion. You get a guy like this, I've never seen him before. I've never heard of him before. Who the fuck is he? This whole Liberty and Finance channel is pissing me off because they're a bunch of idiots. Now, I don't know who he is. I have no idea if he says something, if I can go, that makes sense, or I say this guy's out of his mind. He's a Keynesian. I don't know who he is. So therefore, you cannot, if you listen to him, you don't know. You cannot say he knows what he's talking about. Probably doesn't know what he's talking about if he's doing this stupid show. But this is the point. You've got to be careful. So you see a guy, you see the headline, you see the guy, he'll make some comments. You don't know if he knows what he's talking about. Like Peter Schiff doesn't know what he's talking about. So whenever I see a Peter Schiff video, I told you, they'll ask him a question what day it is. And he goes, well, it's 3:00. No, Peter, what day is it? And he runs around, but he never answers the question. And that's, you don't know what these guys are. They're just salesmen. Does he own a gold and silver store and he's trying to sell? So he's just trying to sell you or not? This is the problem with this. So until you know who this idiot is, you can listen with an open agenda of going, well, maybe he knows what he's talking about, but I'm not sure. Sort of like all these guys that run for government. You have no idea who they really are until they start inflating and stealing your stuff. I might have to try this. 20-minute sciatic pain exercise. I mean, they're all the same. It's stretch. You're trying to stretch. I don't know. I talked to the guy at the coin store. He has sciatic nerve also. I says, how are you feeling? He says, I'm getting better. I went to get massaged. So he goes to get massaged every couple of weeks. says he's starting to feel better. So I'm wondering if I should get a massage, let him kind of stretch it and clean it out and everything. Because you really don't know what you got. I mean, it's basically the guck is coming out of your vertebrae, hitting the nerve. So how do you get it back in and keep it in? And that's really the problem. I think you just get older, it starts wearing out, and that's the problem, but it will go back in. So it just makes it tough. This does not smell right. Biden's had 20 different bank accounts. Yeah, I can see why they needed 20 different bank accounts from the morons. Never eat this. See here. Now this is by our guy. This is by Stan. Oh no, it's not. It's from another doctor. So he goes, never eat these, but Jesus. Never eat these, but he doesn't. And then it says, well, Dr. Stan viewers also watch this. No. I watch Dr. Stan. I don't watch anybody else. So I don't know who this guy is. Now, he's saying don't eat hamburgers and stuff. That's bullshit. Don't eat orange juice, I agree with, but I don't agree with don't eat hamburgers. So again, this confuses you. A revolution in Russia. Now, that would be nice. I wonder how my friend Daria is going to be. She'll just be working. She doesn't know. This guy I really don't like. Opportunity of a lifetime by this Ray Dalio guy. He's a Keynesian. He doesn't get it. Again, what's the headline? Opportunity of a lifetime to get you to watch, but they don't even tell you what it is. Now we all know it's gold and silver. But see, I don't fuck around with you guys. I just say we're going to talk about gold and silver. And then I'm going to get into gold and silver, saying this is the only way out. This is how you're going to be rich. This is how you're going to prevent from getting out. To get out of the dollar, you're just trading it for gold and silver. And I say it's going to be worth 40, 50,000 an ounce, which it will be. But it's going to be, the Titanic hit the iceberg. It took a few hours to sink. This takes a few, 6 months, a year to finally get in. But as Egon says, but once it starts really going, it fills up really quick. So the first 45 minutes, it's only 7%. And the last 5 minutes, it does the final 93% really, really quickly. And that's what I keep saying. You're better off just holding the 5 ounces, holding the 10 ounces, buying this now at $27 an ounce. I do not worry one iota that this is not going to be 2,000 an ounce. I don't worry about it. I don't worry about COMEX. I only look at COMEX to buy. Oh, this is $23. I'm going to go buy more. That's why I bought more. If this was $32, I probably wouldn't have. But at 23 and I can get for 270 another 10 ounces, what good is this? I got 300 extra. I'm working. Fuck this. I don't need this. I mean, that's the whole point. You might as well just keep buying it, and then I'm going to turn this into gold. This is a half ounce of gold, 5 ounces, half ounce of gold. And when gold's 40,000, this is 20,000, and this is 4,000 an ounce for silver. Give me a half ounce of gold. I get a half ounce of gold for something I paid 5 times 20, $110 or whatever, 120. I paid 120 and turn it into 20,000. That's not a bad play. And that's how we're going to make out. And that's why we sleep well at night. And that's why we're not worried about this little stupid COMEX price, because we understand the game. And this is what I try to stress to you guys, to understand it. Understand the dollar's going to zero. Understand all the paper currencies in the world are going to zero. Understand it's because of George Soros. He's the guy behind it. He's a Nazi. This was Hitler's let's take over the world theory that he's now doing because he's a Nazi. That's all that's going on, but it won't succeed like Hitler. You guys would have been great back in World War II. Here comes Hitler, and everybody would, oh my God, he's going to take over the world. No. People are said, fuck you, and we didn't allow it. That's what I'm telling you now. They're going to CBDCs and electric cars and this and that and the other. And I'm going, don't worry, it won't happen. People will rise up against it. Yeah, I mean, if we can beat the Joker, I'm not worried about beating other normal people. So that's the thing. You've got to understand the game. And just because, I could say, I saw an elephant fly. I really didn't. But if I say I did enough, you'll believe it. Oh, he saw an elephant fly. Holy fuck. And the elephants are going to attack us. Oh, God, what are we going to do when the elephants attack us? It's all make-believe. It's all fantasy. It's not. There's nothing real about it. I can talk about it, but it doesn't mean it's true. So they want CBDCs to control us. And how are they going to do that? And how are they going to control us? We're all just going to sit there and nobody breaks the laws now. We're all going to sit there and just take it and say, oops, I guess I'm out of money. I guess they only gave me $500 and I can only go to the grocery store twice. I got to starve now. Oh, wait a minute. Now they've taken all my money away from me. Oh, my God. I mean, you think we're just going to sit and take it? Fuck no. You have many options. You move to a different city, state, country. I know Florida is not going to have central bank digital currency. We'll all move there. Although the prices will go up because there'll be too much demand for houses and not enough houses. So that's where that'll go. But basically, fine. There's no digital currency there. Everybody goes there. And it's still the U.S. I just assume go to Europe, but I don't think Europe's going to be around. So I'm not sure really Puerto Rico or something like that. It ain't Mexico and it ain't Cuba and it ain't Argentina or Brazil are not friendly. And Iran and Iraq, forget that. So you got to realize a lot of people hate Americans. So I'm not sure that people in Portugal like Americans. Nobody really said hi to me or Jenna with her Ukrainian shirt on. No, nobody really supported her. Just some couple from Canada. One couple in a week supported her. Even if we went to the stores, nobody really said, "Oh yeah, you're Ukrainian." No, they didn't. We bought perfume. Nobody said anything. So anyway, let's see what our gold and silver's at. Excuse me. Well, silver's 23.30. I made 10 cents since this morning. It's really up 60 cents. So could have got it yesterday, but that's okay. I can handle $27. And then gold's at 1945. So that's what we know. Everything comes back to the market. When people try to sell you something you don't want, it ain't going to sell. It's like I used to watch this show. It was a con show. It was a British show. And They said nobody can con an honest man because an honest man is honest. He doesn't, oh, I'm going to sell you the Empire State Building. And the criminal's like, oh, wow, that's like, look how stupid I am. I believe you. But if you're honest and you're like, I'm not interested in that, they can't sell it to you. You can't be conned. So you can only be conned if you want to be conned, if you're if you're dishonest, basically. So why am I saying that? Well, when you're looking at investments or anything, get away from cars. Not only does nobody want an electric one, but it's going to carry down all these car companies. I think GM's going broke. Chrysler, I know, is going broke. Ford's not far behind. So all these companies are getting crushed because as soon as you, like I did with what I do with the barbecue place, I'll pay you 27 for a slab of ribs. You're at 27. You make it 45, you're closed. I'll buy the Camry for 25. You want to make it 35, you're closed. Ford selling F-150s for 80, 90,000 that are probably 25, 30,000. Who the fuck's going to buy them? Electric cars. There's no demand. So you get all this shit where you have people trying to sell you things that they don't understand the first thing about economics, which is the crucial thing of the whole world. You're thirsty and somebody's selling a lemonade outside or water or pop. Oh, okay, for $1 I'll buy it. For $20 I'm not. So you have to understand the market. You have to understand what they'll pay for it. That's the key to it. So you got to understand all that. And that's really the key. Excuse me, is understanding your market. What can I sell it for is the first question. You want to go into business? What do I sell it for? What's my cost? So I can sell it for 50. If my cost is 20, I can do it. If my cost is 70, I can't do it. That's your first, then you don't even waste the other time. Then you look at, okay, I can make it for 20. I can sell it for 50. Okay, this looks profitable. And you just see what the competition's doing. You're selling TVs. Look what RCA and Sony's doing. What are they selling for? Can I sell it? But they have the brand name. I don't. And so that's what you're trying to do that's economics for you. Trying to figure out a business. And then a lot of people just copy, like Bill Gates never invented anything in his life. He just copied everything. And basically you just see what it sells for and what's it cost. Can I make profit at it? There's competition. So do a JP Morgan. That's why he does monopolies. He wants everybody to buy the dollar. That's the monopoly. I don't want competition. Because he knows if you have a monopoly and you're the one with it, then you win. Because then you can charge whatever you want, provided it can only work if it's the only, if there's no substitute. So JP Morgan thinks, I have a monopoly on dollar, doesn't understand, there is a substitute. So he does everything to say there is no substitute, but there is. Oh, it's a nice shine. Oh, I like that. So if people think there's no substitute for this, they're out of their fucking minds. That's what this is. This is real money legally. This is not. This is paper bullshit. So again, it's the competition, right? So that's what you're looking to do is if you go into business or anything you want to do, you've got to see what's my competition, what's my cost, what can I sell it for? Do I have a market? Is there a market for what I want to do? And that's really the key to everything. So when I say, like, I find actors are the worst, the stupidest people in the world. They don't realize they brand themselves. So you'll see a guy, like take the Gladiator guy, not Russell Crowe, the loser, and Phoenix. And he doesn't understand branding. He comes across like an idiot. I would never have taken that role. I'd either have been Russell Crowe, or I would have been the guy who freed the slave at the end, or I'd have been the black guy or the German guy. I would never have taken the role of the loser who kills his own father. How are you branded? What are you going to sell? You're going to do a commercial on what? Killing your father? You're going to do what? A commercial on liquor, on Coke, on candy bars? Who the fuck's going to buy anything from you? You missed the point. You're marketing. You want to be able to do commercials and expand your market. And so that's the point. So you take roles that are positive market, and then you take good positive roles. And these guys that anybody that would take that role has got to be out of their fucking mind. I purposely have never watched the Joker movie because he's in it. That's how bad. That's how bad his market is. I don't even, and I love the Joker, but now with this guy in it, and that's what they don't get. I say that to these actresses, these girls. I say you're ruining your brand. You don't even understand your brand. Like when these girls do like the nude stuff, I explain to them, "Hey, Bobby Bo, how are you? I was hoping you'd get here." I did about a half hour, and then YouTube blew up, and they basically just were gone, and I had to restart. So I got one that's like a half hour, 40 minutes. I did my baseball, some basketball on it, and gold and stuff. Thought you were raising a shot in your thumbnail. Raising? I don't understand. I'm oh, you're a Met fan. Did I say something wrong about the Mets? That's the lock today was Scherzer. But I called you the Jets, Jets, just because it's what I say in football. No, I know you're a Met. You're probably a Steeler fan too, I would think. Being in Pittsburgh, you're probably not a White Sox fan because they suck. But what I'm talking about now is branding, which could be something you like porn girls and baseball and celebrities don't understand what their market is and what they're a brand, and they don't get it. So what I'm talking about is the idiot from Gladiator, the son who took over, and everybody hated. What the fuck is that guy gonna? Is that guy gonna sell Oreo cookies? Would you buy anything from an idiot like that, a loser like that? No, he doesn't get. He's a brand. I would buy from Russell Crowe. I think he's dead though, but the thumbnail showed you raising something that looked like a shot of whiskey. Well, there's a shot of whiskey. It's got to be this, right? I don't know. What is that on my? Is that on my last? Let me see my first one. I don't know. I don't see anything. Mongo don't know. I feel like an outcast a lot lately, Professor. So much friends and family that just don't get the mindset. Not enough like-minded individuals. Well, what we go through, Bobby, is we just know we're right. And I was telling my friend it's hard because we basically don't like a lot of friends being INFJs because most people we don't like, right? Because they don't think like us and they don't get us. So being an INFJ, we sit there and I don't like him. I don't like the Russian, the communist in the hot tub. I don't like him. Half the people in the hot tub I don't like. There's a couple of guys, and that's it. And that's why I have 3 girlfriends, because I never know what I'm going to get. Jenna pisses me off and goes home. Well, I got Daria. That's the whole point of it. But yeah, I was thinking about that too. Like, it's just we think a certain way, and we don't like the bullshit. So we're not friends just to be friends. We're friends because, like you said, we like gold and silver, baseball or football, but we talk smart about it, and that's what we like about that. That's why I talk about the subjects I talk about, because that's what I want to talk about, and I want people who want to talk about that to come to the class. And it's a class. You're here to learn. So that's kind of what I look at. But yeah, it's hard with women, because if you just don't like them, like I don't like the bullshit. So she's got to be pretty. She's got to have a certain look, but I got to be able to talk to her. And, it's got to be more than sex. It's got to be sex plus dinner conversation plus let's watch some TV conversation. So it's got to be all that. Somebody that you can get along with, who doesn't take advantage of you, which is the hard part. We're nice, so we treat, and then they go, oh, he's treating, I'll take this and I'll take that. And then we think you're taking advantage of me. And so that's what makes it really hard, is when we're nice, that they don't take advantage of us. And Jenna, I don't think does, but a lot of them do. Yeah, it's like I love my family, but do I like them? Well, that's the problem, is you don't have a choice that that's your family. But like you, I don't even talk to my family. I can't spend 20 minutes with them. I have nothing in. My brother's a control freak. My mom is out in left field. My dad died. So I don't have, if I can't spend time with my brother, he's too weird. I've already closed the door on him. And my ex-wife, I'll never talk to again. I have nothing to say. There's no point in it. Then you start talking to a girl, and do you want to meet? And she'll say no, but let's keep talking. And I go, what's the point? If I'm not going to meet you, I don't want to just talk to you. I don't need to talk to you. I want to meet you. And that's the thing. And then you get like Kenzie, where she wants you to pay, and then she'll fly to you, and you're like, but I don't trust that I'm going to pay. You're going to show up. And then you go, well, I'll try it. And you get burned every time. So you don't even go there. So you're just like, send me a picture, come, and I'll give you money when you come. Then I can trust that you're here, but I'm not going to get fooled into thinking you're real and you're not. And that's the problem with like the Kenzies, all these girls out there. Yeah, man, it's all about the conversation first. Sex is great, but then they're done that so many times that I'm more about the vibe. Well, that's why it's got to be chemistry. There was one girl I met in the Ukraine on chat. I am so in love with her, and I went to psychics, and they said, that's your twin flame. I go, what the fuck is that? Well, we're born with a male-female part. She's my female. How the fuck did I meet her on a chat site? And yet, this girl I felt so strongly in love with, it was not like any other person I ever met in my life. That was really difficult for me, because I could feel her. I knew when she came on the site, I could feel, oh, she's on now. I go, and she'd be on. And I don't know whatever happened. I mean, I tried to go meet her. It just didn't work out. She was controlled by some mafia, and there's nothing I could do, unfortunately. That's good, Bobby. And then you start trial and erroring them. How are they? Are they now? You got the Cubans. That's a tough one to really talk to, but you might have chemistry with. But see, I got one girl, Irina, who is, I'm her guardian angel, but it's not a sexual thing. Although she's the one that looks like Athena. She's this beautiful, but she's married. She just had the kid. She's the one with the kid, just had it. but we have a very special relationship that neither of us wants to lose. So I don't care about the sex with her. I need the relationship with her. And she's very bright. She's the one that did my business cards, the black one. So Irina's the one who designed this in these colors, black and blue. And I thought it was very well done. She's very smart marketing type of person, but she's in Romania. She can't get a marketing job. But look, have you ever seen a black card and then the blue writing? I give this to people. They don't even care what it says. They just like that it's black and blue, and they'll show people. But I've never seen anything. I've never seen a black card and blue writing. It's so captive. But she did that. But that's what you got. But still annoyed by my family and friends that I care about, but can be extremely annoying, tough spot to be in. Well, my brother bothers the shit out of me, and I just can't spend 10 minutes with him. So I just don't talk to. I'm better off not talking to him than raising my blood pressure and my stress level by being around him. This is how stupid he is. He tells me he's a millionaire. And I start laughing like, you're a millionaire? He's a CPA. I go, you're no millionaire. If you're a millionaire, I'm a millionaire. And I think what happened is he had a house in San Diego that went up to $1 million. However, he probably has debt on the house, which he doesn't say. So he thinks he's a millionaire because he's trying to say how smart he is. And really all he is he bought a house and the prices in San Diego went up. So the house is worth $1 million. That's how that's how he's a millionaire. He's not smart enough to buy this. Oh, here's the buy of the day, Bobby. So I went to the gold store. This is a 5-ouncer, and then I got 5 ounces of Buffalo. So I got 10 ounces. Now, the reason I got 10 ounces is he only had 7 of these. I got 5 of them. He had about 6 of these, but I really don't. I prefer these over the bars, just a preference. I bought one so I could get 10. $27.30 an ounce. I paid $270 for 10 ounces. He had no gold. He had 1 Panda ounce, which I didn't want to get into the Chinese. That was it. And the silver, he had 7 of these, which I grabbed 5. He had 6 of these, and that was it. And he had platinum. And then he had some Eagles, which the actual $1, which he's selling for $38. Silver's 23. You're selling those for 38. What the fuck? And then you're selling these for 27.30, but you're selling the Eagle for 38. Dude, it's an ounce of silver. They're worth the same. This is where these guys are fucking clueless. Oh, sorry, Howard, we got to charge. The price went up a little. Now it's $27, and I'm laughing, going, these are $2,000 an ounce. This is $2,000. You're selling to me for 27. I'll take as many as I can get. So I said, are you getting more gold? And he says, some guy came in and bought $50,000 worth, right? So he placed an order for 50 grand. So he says, so sometimes we add a little bit. And the funny part is, that's not even 25 ounces. He'll get like 22 ounces for $50,000. The scary part is, it's because this is worth this now. So it now takes $50,000 to buy 20 ounces, right? Because 25 ounces at $2,000, but it's $2,100 an ounce. So you're not buying at $2,000, 25 of them. So you're getting about 22 ounces of gold for 50 grand. That shows you okay, what did I say? This used to be $35 an ounce, right? $35 for $1 is now. So now you need 2,100 of these to buy the same ounce of gold. That's the fact, Jack. So, I mean, it's so obvious how the dollar loses value because that's what they can do. is do that. That's why I appreciate the pass a lot, Professor, because you're a real dude. Well, thank you, Bobby. I appreciate that. Yeah, man, those silver prices dropping are, yeah, well, that's why I went to buy, I went to buy 20. He didn't have that white 20, right? So it was either buy 4 of these, but I don't like, you got to like it a little. I bought 5 just to buy it, but I don't really, I would have assumed 10 of these, but he didn't have 10. He had 7. So I was like, okay, 5 and 5, and that's fine. And no gold. Like I really would love a 1.25 ounce of gold, but he doesn't have them. So anyway, you're welcome, Bobby. That's what I'm here for. I really want to help. As you know, we're INFJs. And I think that's the biggest fault. That's the biggest pro con that we have. We want to help people, but we don't like when they take advantage of us. And people are probably so confused because here we're so nice and helpful. And then they want more and we get offended by it. Where the fuck? I mean, I just bought you, like Jenna, I just gave you a 1/2 ounce of gold and 7 ounces of silver. Like now you want a ring? I just gave you like $2,500 worth. There's a movie called Nymphomaniac 1 and 2. It's on Tubi or something. And this girl tells her story. She's a nympho and she fucks thousands of guys. And the guy she's telling the story to is supposedly a virgin. So at the end, he gets so horny and she's asleep and he tries to screw her and she kills him. And he goes, but you fucked all these guys. But it was her choice. She had the guys come. You weren't invited to the party and you got to get permission to do it. And that's kind of what we are, Bobby. We're INFJs. You've got to have us say, look, I want to buy you gold. You can't take our gold. But if we say, look, for your present, here's gold. Like I'll give these out. Somebody has one of the gals at the pool. Good friends. She's like the head lifeguard. And so she had a son. I gave her 1 ounce of silver. And she loved it. I mean, she doesn't buy it on her own, but when I bought it for her, she loved it. She absolutely was just, because she didn't ask for it. I gave it to her. And, so I always, like when I go to Chinese, and I usually come from the coin store to the pool to the Chinese on Saturdays. And, I go to the Chinese lady, do you have your silver? Or are you gonna go back home to China and get some gold? But that's the thing. People we have to invite them. If we don't, if they just assume, it's like Carmen. I take Carmen on vacation and she starts buying, and I treat for everything. And then she starts wanting $20 drinks. And I go, no. Well, you pay for everything. Yeah, but I'm smart with my money. What the fuck would I want to get you a $20 cocktail? Just get a fucking $5 cocktail. Let's spend the $20 on something else. And I took her to the O show at the Bellagio, and I took her to Universal Studios. And I said, see, look, I'll pay. I'm not cheap, but I'm smart with my money. And I don't think people have the comprehension to understand that. They don't get. There's a difference having money and spending it wisely. Like I would much rather have done this, and this cost me $270, than go play poker where I take $300 out and we'll see what happens. Because this is a sure thing, and the poker isn't. I could get aces and somebody gets, has sevens and flops the 7 and I lose. But there's no risk with this. It's going to go to the moon, and we know that. Bobby, you mean those silver prices dropping are juicy? Yeah, absolutely. By the way, my Philharmonics came in. Oh, that's nice. How many did you get? I'm not home now, but when I get in, shine them up. Yeah. Well, be careful. You don't want to. You want to use like the eyeglass You want to use maybe this. So if you're going to shine them, this is like a soft cloth for my glasses. So if I do want to shine them, it's going to be like this. You don't want to ruin them. However, we're not looking at condition. A little bit, if they're scratched, it could hurt. But as long as like this, we're fine. These are going in the white. I have some extra whites and some, when I give Jen a 5, then I got a little room for extra. But I think I'm up near with this 10, and I bought 20 last week's 30. I'm probably near 540 right now. But I do want more gold, but I can get it if I go. But even on JM Bullion, I was showing you JM Bullion, and I'll show you what kind of scam they are. So when you go to JM Bullion, so you go into here, best gold price, and it loads up the JM Bullion. But here's the problem. So you choose what you want. Excuse me. So I want to buy gold in stock. So here's a 1 ounce. Well, here's a maple leaf. It's 2055. So let's say I want to buy the maple leaf at 2055. But looks what comes up. It's really not 2055. It's 2055 if you buy 100. If you just buy 1 or 2, it's 2069. It's $14, $15 more. And that's if you e-check or wire. We're not going to do crypto. So now if I do card or PayPal, it's $100 more. So they're advertising it at 2054. But look, we want to use PayPal or my debit card. It's $100 more. What a bunch of scam. Why? Why is it more? Why should I pay normally you want to do business with me and I want to use my debit card? That's your cost, not mine. Don't charge me 3%. Why should I pay it? Today I brought cash, but so that's how they rip you off, JM Bullion. So be careful, because the guy at the store would probably be, he'd probably be 2054. So if I go to my store, 2054, that's cash, and then it's a couple percent for debit or credit card. But anyway, so that's what you need to understand is JM Bullion is very tricky. Here's the panda the guy has. He's got that. Let's see if we can see a panda in here. Well, you got the silver Philharmonic. The gold's 2045 for that gold's Philharmonic. See, and it's right there in the Maple Leafs 2055. Let's see. The British 2205, but this is, I don't know what this is. Sometimes you got to be careful if they're proof or not. Yeah, British is 2045, and then the Eagle is 2115. And let's see what our Cougaran is. Here, the Cougaran's 20. So the Cougaran's the same price, 2055. As the Philharmonic, 20, well, this is 2045, big deal. The Maple Leaf, 2055. They're all this, and then you get to the Eagle, and why in God's name is the Eagle 21? So the Eagle is $60 more, but why? It's an ounce of gold. See, that's where it gets a demand. Everybody wants the Eagle. So the demand for the Eagle makes it, because we're in the US, that's good. But if we go selling this, so if we go to Switzerland, me and Bobby get in the plane, go to Switzerland, we got Philharmonics and Maple Leafs. We're getting the same fucking price as the Eagle. It's all going to be the same price. That's the difference. So let's check your silver, Bobby. So you said you got the Philharmonics. So the regular is 41.42 that the guy's selling for 38. But only here, if I tried to buy it here, it's 10% more. So it's 41, right? 41.42. But if I want to use my credit card because it's JM Bullion, it's going to cost me 45. I just bought them for 27. And I don't need the coin. Let's see. Maple Leaf is $30. Let's see. All right, what I got's 28.27. I think I paid 27 for it. Cougaran 28.72. We got some of those. I know Bobby's got some. I'm looking for what I just bought. Here you go, Bobby. Philharmonic, 28.92. Is that what you paid? Did you beat that price? But again, it's not 28.92. So let's say you bought 10 of them. It's 29.91 on the wire. And if you use the credit card, it was 31.16 on JM Bullion. I paid 27 at the store today. It wasn't a filler. It doesn't matter. It's an ounce of silver. So you got to be careful with JM Bullion. They're fucking around with you unless you can use this e-check or e-wire or whatever. So this is what I bought today. Okay, 5 ounce bar, 147. I paid 123. I paid 27 times 5. Well, 27 was it was 270, so 135 I paid. And this is 147. So I'm $12 cheaper to start with. What is that? Yeah. So it's the same one. I paid 135, but let's really get to it. I use cash. 147 is if I buy 100 of these things, but I'm not. If I use credit card or PayPal, it would have been 158. I paid 135. Now you understand why I go to the store. Not only is it much cheaper than JM Bullion, who's ripping everybody off with this, well, use PayPal. Well, wait, if I use PayPal as friends, there is no charge. So if I want to pay Bobby for something and I call it friends and I give him $100 on PayPal, there's no charge to him. The only charge is if it's a business, then it's 3%. So I know when I get Teaserking money in, it's $100. I get like 91 because I got to pay the 3%. But I'll be damned if I'm going to make the customer pay it. I'm paying it. That's the cost of doing business. So you pay your 100. That's all you need to pay. And I get 91, and that's perfectly fine. But I don't understand. I can do PayPal friends. It's going to be the same thing. And what the fuck is this guy? If I buy 100, it's only a $5 break. Who the fuck's buying 100? What are you kidding me? So be careful with this JM Bullion guy. But we do notice silver, it's up 56 cents to 23.51. Gold's 19.58. And believe me, as Egon says, what's going to happen is the shit's going to hit the fan. So he's saying is it fills the stadium, and after in 50 minutes it's totally full, but in 35 or 40 minutes there's a little puddle, but it keeps doubling every minute. And then so the last 5-10 minutes it goes from this much water to this much water. And what the point he's making is once the foreigners realize that this is bullshit and they start pulling their money out of the stock market and out of the banks as the banks keep collapsing, as they do that, it's going to be a tidal. It'll be whoom. And that's why I keep saying you need to buy your gold and silver. I can't get gold right now unless I go JM Bullion or maybe in Ann Arbor, or maybe if I buy a few ounces. If I just go to the guy's store every couple days until somebody comes in, I can buy an ounce or two that way. I can't find it. He had the Panda and he had some Canadian thing. That was it. He did not have any gold. So good luck finding it. And it's still at 2,000, right? It's not 10,000 yet. Wait till it is 10,000. Silver should be 500 this year. I still got to ask the guy at the coin store about one of my Cougarans that came in a bit scratched up. Yeah, you should be pissed. Again, this is the day. See, I picked these out, right? I looked at them, and the worst I saw was like it was a little bit discolored on the edges, but really doesn't look too bad here. But I picked these out. These were nice and clean and shiny. He had one that was stained. I didn't want it. So I got these, and this one looked okay. This isn't plastic. So now I have 2 10s and now 2 5s of bars, which I don't care. But if I want to give 1 or 2, I can't. What am I going to do with the bar? So that's why I don't mind the coins, although I got a lot of them. But, when I see Jenna, here's a little gift, and she gets it. Absolutely. If it came in scratched, I would have told him at the time it came in, one of these is scratched. I want it replaced. So he knows that it came in that way. Because now if you wait and you didn't tell him, now he thinks you scratched it. So you got to, and that's the beauty of taking the picture. You get the box, you open the box, you take a picture with your phone, you send it to him. Look, it came scratched. I want a replacement. And he should replace it. 50 this year. We need, now in August, from what I'm hearing, is the BRICS countries are meeting in Russia or China, I'm not sure, and they're going to announce their gold-backed currency. And as I said before, you were on, Bobby, that J.P. Morgan thinks there's, and all these Boog Powell and all these other idiots think there's no competition for this. Paper-wise, I'm not sure. However, here's your competition. This is the competition for this, and this cannot compete with this. This is why they're keeping the price down and keeping this out of play, because this cannot compete with this. But this can compete with all the other paper fiat dollars going to zero. So it smells like Soros is behind it all, trying to get world domination by bankrupting everybody, him and his little Nazi pals. That's what's happening, I believe, but they can't stop this. This cannot compete with this, and this is the competition for that. Don't ever forget that. And that's what all the Americans are saying. Well, there's no competition for the dollar. It's the reserve currency. Bullshit. This is the reserve currency right here, right fucking here. This is your reserve currency. Don't kid yourself. This is real money. And that's all you can do. And then to answer the question, what if the government takes it? Well, they're taking this, they're making this worthless. So let's say you don't do anything and you just hold this. The government's taking this from you. So don't you get it? If you hold this, the government for sure is taking this from you because this is going to zero. If you have this, so you go to Switzerland or you go to your girlfriend in Europe and you give her a bunch of it that you can trust, say, hold this. Or you find some storage unit in Switzerland in the ski lodge and at St. Moritz and you say, here, hold this for me. And it's locked away and you're fine. I mean, that's what it is. This is ours. Just like our car, just like my chain, just like my shirt. It's not anybody else's. So the government can't really take it. Well, we're taking it because we fucked around with the dollar and it's bankrupt, so we need money. Hey, that's not my problem. But don't ever forget that they think they're just going to keep printing and not have gold or silver. They're out of their fucking minds. It doesn't work. So I would think more than 50, Bobby, because once Egon's little pool fills up, it's going to be 100, should be 500. Add a zero to that is what it should be. However, we don't know the exact time because the JP Morgans and the Bidens are fighting to keep the price low, where the Bank of International Settlements, China and Russia and all the BRICS and all the Indians want the price up. So who's going to win? And that's what we're fighting over, and that's why it's taking a little bit. Should I go to the casino and play some blackjack right now? How do you feel? If you feel good about it, see, talk to the little man inside of you. My little man tells me to go. He says, no, you're going to win tonight. And I feel lucky. I literally feel lucky. But don't go when you're tired and don't go when you're upset. You have to make rational decisions and you have to walk away. Whatever happens, happens. But, I don't know. Blackjack, do you get good odds? I mean, all I know is the odds start sucking and then it's $50 minimum and all that crap. So, I mean, I'll play if I can find a $5 table because I play streaks and I want to catch a streak. So I want as many chances to catch the streak. So that's why I'll play $5 black. I don't want to play $50 blackjack where it's going to cost me $600 to sit at the table to hope I catch a streak because I don't want to lose $600. I would much rather buy 20 ounces of gold. That'll be worth 20,000. Why do I need to play blackjack? So I'd be careful. But if you feel it, but the way I play, Bobby, I might be there 20 minutes, catch. I'd be playing poker. But if I catch trips and win 300 the first hand, I'm probably only there about a half hour. I'm probably gone very quick because my thought is I can buy more gold and silver now. So that's how I am. But yeah, and don't worry, silver will be 2,000. It's just, we got to collapse COMEX, basically. That's what we're waiting for. So just be patient on that level. When we collapse it, then you'll be fine. And as Egon's last show, he says, I don't look at he says, it's the money going down and all the money is going to zero. So in the back of your mind, in the back pocket, this is the Titanic and it's not worth a lot. You know that, right? This is not worth anything, which makes this be worth more. So they can fight and hold it down for a while, but eventually it's like holding a guy off the cliff. Eventually he's going to fall and then this goes. So that's what and they're fighting to keep it because if you're Warren Buffett and you got $2 billion, the last thing you want is your dollars to be worthless. So you got your JP Morgans and your Gates and all your idiots and all the Bernie Madoffs fighting to keep the price going, right? They don't want to lose. They don't want their $2 billion in fiat currency to be worthless. But they're not smart enough to buy gold and silver. I don't know why, but they're not very intelligent people. And I really hate when when somebody has $1 billion and people think they're smart. Just because you got $1 billion doesn't mean you're smart. How did you get it? Did you steal it? Did you Madoff it? Was Madoff smart? Probably was, because he was able to do all that. But we will see. No, I murdered them last week, but I lost my wallet along with my winnings, and it hurt. Oh, I'm sorry you lost that. Do you know where your wallet is? Is it in the car, or do you leave it in the laundry, or what? Do I go for redemption and leave early now? If you feel it, if the little man inside says, Bobby, let's go play blackjack, and you feel like you're going to win, go. If you don't have that feeling, don't go. And don't go just to go. Only go when you get that feeling, and then you'll be successful a lot more than you think, especially being an INFJ. You'll know when to go. You'll have that gut feeling. I do that for poker a lot. I'll know when to go, but I don't have any desire to play poker now. Like I said, I rather got the 300 and got my silver. It's no risk. It's going to go up, and I can't lose, but I can lose at poker. So I don't need to go to the poker, especially now that I'm working. I feel very good about maybe I'll go to the lake and walk if I can. And now that I'm off for 4 days, I'm just going to enjoy. I got a big salmon. I'm going to cook that for dinner. And I got a steak. And then I bought lunch meat. I bought chicken. I bought Sara Lee barbecue chicken and salami. And I'm going to put that in my omelet and bake it and cook it up. That's good. So I got a steak for Sunday. I got salmon for tonight. I got Chinese coming tomorrow. There's a Chinese dish that you can get that's not normally fried. It's like, it comes like white. It's like chicken with noodles or chicken with rice. And I forgot what it's called, but it doesn't come breaded at all. I'll get you the name when I go tomorrow, but it's like chicken chow mein, I think. And so it's the chicken is not, it's with the noodles and kind of the sauce of the noodles, but the chicken itself is not fried. I think it's chicken chow mein. So you could get that, and it's very healthy because the chicken's not fried at all. At least it shouldn't be. Or you can get chicken fuyang, egg fuyang with chicken. It's like an omelet with chicken in it, but I cook those all the time anyway. I'm sorry you lost your wallet. Do you know where you lost it? Because if you lost it at the casino, they might have it because the security would do it. Or you can, I watch a lot of Vegas. They have security all over. They could see where you lost it. If you lost it in your car, maybe. Where's the last place you saw it? You clearly cashed out. You went to the cashier. You got your money, so you had your wallet then. Then what happened? So let's walk through those steps. You're at the casino, you get the money, you put it in your wallet. Now what happened? Did you have it in the car on the drive home? When you got home, did you maybe put your pants somewhere? Did you hang them back up? Maybe they're still in your pants, but you probably checked that. If I know Bobby Bo. Anyway, that's what I would do. But you need to keep grounded, Bobby. You know this is the right play, right? I'm showing you, and I'm leading. This is what I did today, so I'm not bullshitting you, and I'm not selling you this. And I only do it being an INFJ. I want to help, but being an INFJ, I'm smart enough to understand. I know this is like a depreciated car, right? There's 100,000 miles on this car. It's going, right? And here's the gold ship. So so at worst case, you ignore gold. Oh, gold doesn't do anything, and I'll stay in this. That's going to zero because every currency not backed by gold in the history of life has gone to zero. So this is going to gold. So if you do nothing, you're fucked holding this. So then it leads you to, well, if I trade it for this, why am I in here? Am I in here for this to go to 1,000 an ounce? Or am I in here to not, because I know this is going to zero? And this is what Alistair keeps saying. Well, we're really in here because this is going to zero. And we hold this and we have wealth. The kicker is the demand for this is going to be so high. There's more demand than supply, and the price is going to go through the roof. So now you're getting the double kicker, but really you're getting out of this, which you know is going to, you can see we got a $31 trillion debt. We got $20 trillion printed, and all the foreigners hold 7 trillion of it, are going to want it, are going to dump it. So if it's the reserve current, here's your reserve currency. Here it is. It's not worth anything, but it's the reserve currency. Well, nobody wants it to be the reserve, so it's the 60-year-old girl at the bar. She was hot when she was 20. She ain't hot. Nobody wants her now. She has no value. And I was watching some show, this guy, and he was kind of saying what I say. He's sitting there going, girls have this power over you, when they're young. They're very pretty and nicely built and nice legs and, good hair, and they're in their 20s, right? 18, 20, 25, 30, maybe 35, and that's it. And then the window closes. And as they get closer to 35, we want to go back to the 20-year-olds. We don't really, oh no, you're 30, you're going to be 40 soon, and you're not going to have your looks. So we're not going to, why go there? Let's go back to the 20-year-olds. That's why a lot of men get divorced. They want the younger, pretty girl. And by now we have the money and we know how to talk to them and treat them. And that's what they're looking for. So they're not looking for 20-year-old guys who are poor. They know they're pretty, especially the Russian girls. They know they're pretty. Believe me, the Russian girls, they know their worth. But that's the whole key. It's they have a short window. So that's the key to it is, I don't know where I was going with it, but just the worth of it. So girls, again, that's 60-year-olds. So as they get closer to that age, they know the US dollar is closer to being a 60-year-old than a 20-year-old. And even if the digital currency comes out and it's not backed by gold, it's a 50-year-old. It's not the currency coming out backed by gold is the 20-year-old. If the central banks come out with digital currency not backed by gold, it's a 55-year-old. It's not a 20-year-old. It's new, but it's not backed by anything. You're right back where we are now, and that's it. But what I'm saying is if enough people say, fuck you, and we're not going to take digital currency, it won't go anywhere. Just like electric cars. You cannot force the market into doing things it doesn't want to do. The market demands the car, the whiskey. The market demands this. So if I'm Canadian Club, I cannot just go and say, I'm going to make whiskey and hope it sells. No. The market has to say, I want Canadian Club, and then they go make it. So don't ever get confused on the difference of order. Market talks, you make it. That's Say's law. That's what you have to do. Not the other way around. Well, let's make electric cars and see if people want it because we're going to save the planet. What the fuck are you talking about? Why? What do you mean? Is the planet in danger? Somebody was doing something. I think it was Aegon, and he was showing the planet's temperature for the last like 10,000 years, and it does this, up and down, but basically it's the same temperature the whole time. And he says there's no climate thing. We're certainly not going to do anything to our planet. So it was pretty cute, but basically he's saying he says, and you got to have fossil fuels. Who are you kidding? We're going to live with windmills and solar panels. I mean, this is the answer. I know when I drive to Toronto, it's like that. There's so many It's windmills and farmland as far as the eye could see. I feel like I'm in Back to the Future. It's just Farmer Pete, farmland, windmills. Like for 2 hours on the 401 driving from Windsor to Toronto. It's unbelievable. It's just fucking nuts. And they wonder why they're losing. I mean, they don't have Canada's in big fucking trouble. But they're socialists, so I always tease my cousin. I go, "How the hell do you get You know, they'll say there's a problem. I go, "Yeah, but you get free medicine, you get free health care." Oh no, we don't. Only for the routine visits. So now the free health care is not free anymore. But you don't hear. I bet you don't hear that. But if you break your leg, you want to go in, you're paying to go to the doctor for your broken leg, even though it's free medicine. So take that. I got a new song for you today, Bobby. Well, if you feel like playing blackjack, go play. I mean, go enjoy yourself. All right, so I caught a new song. Gives us some more pictures. This is George Soros coming after us. The inflation. So I got to find a rock one like that.
Our commander-in-chief signed an executive order that aims to give what the rock is cooking.
So maybe this will get you to the blackjack. So I got to look for a new rock one, like the Undertaker one. So, Bobby, I want you to watch this one. I found today 10 warning signs for stroke from our favorite doctor. And very, very well done. It's basically our little man. It's basically the Bobby Bow instinct is saying, go get him, Bobby. So anyway, he does something on strokes, which is it's basically be careful, keep your blood pressure not high. Don't drink or smoke a lot, and do your insulin resistance and your fasting and all the normal. So everything comes back to doing the fasting, getting rid of the carbs and the sugar, and you'll be healthy. You won't have any of these problems. So that's his answer for just about everything. But he does show the signs. If you get slurred speech, if you're getting real tired, if your side goes numb. Sometimes I get real tired when I get home from swimming and I'm watching TV and I start falling asleep and I'm like, did I just have a stroke? But I don't think so. I think I just got tired and took a nap. But anyway, And watch this one, Bobby. I think I showed you this yesterday. This is the latest Egon. Very clever. Still from that Frankfurt gold summary seminar that he did with Alistair and a couple other gold guys. So it was a gold thing. And the problem is people don't see. The problem is, since it's controlled by JP Morgan, people don't get into the gold because they don't understand, and I think they think, well, if I buy Amazon, I'm going to make $1 million, which I don't even understand that. How the hell do you have that thinking? I'm going to buy Microsoft or Tesla, and I'm going to invest 10 grand, and going to turn into $1 million. I mean, is this what people think when they buy stocks? I'm lucky if I make $500. When I buy a stock, I'm hoping I don't lose, no matter how well I can analyze it. And I analyze the financials. Even when I buy the gold stock and I'm buying 1,000 shares and selling up 60 cents, I'm hoping I don't lose because it's all fixed. It's a Madoff nightmare. All the fiat bullshit, all the Wall Street stuff is a nightmare. It's a Madoff nightmare. It's all Madoff doing his thing. It's all corrupt. That's why you're really in this, because it's not corrupt. Well, the price fixing's corrupt, but this isn't corrupt. Bobby Bo is going to walk in the casino blasting. Motherfucker, there you go. Do the Undertaker first and then do the Rock when you're about to sit at the table. What casino is it in? Tampa, or is it nearby, or is it in Orlando? Is it at Disney World? I hear they're losing customers hand over fist because they're all so woke that nobody wants to go there and get hurt. Well, let us know, Tampa. Well, that's fine. Go have dinner there and go play some backrack. Do me a favor. You want to have a good time and win, play baccarat. Baccarat's closest to 9, but you don't make a decision. And blackjack, if you get a hot dealer, you're fucked. But in baccarat, you can bet the dealer, called the bank, or you can bet the player. And they just deal the cards and they make all the decisions. And all you're looking for is the streak. Is it bank, 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 bank? I'm going to bet bank. Is it player, 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 player? I'm going to bet player. If it's bank, player, bank, player, bank, I'm going to play player. So all you're doing is looking for the streak. You have no decision to make, and you can bet the dealer. Just try that for me. Just even if you watch it, it's 20 times better than blackjack. The only thing is blackjack, you can double down if you can. I don't even know anymore. But do that for me, Bobby. Check out Backrack. It's a much better game, better odds. It's just you can't double down, but that's about it. All right, I think that's it. So 2 hours here, and I did 45 minutes before, and I worked in the morning, so I am tired. I got, I don't know if I want to swim now or go to the pool now and swim later. It's a beautiful day out. I do want to go to the lake. So I got a fish to make and I got some salad to eat. We'll see. Anyway, that's about it. That's the bottom line because Stone Cold said so. So buy your silver and gold at these prices. I'm telling you, they're pretty dry. My guy who always he's a big guy in the silver and gold. He has 3 stores. He's out. He has no gold, 1 ounce, and it's not even an American. And he had 7 of these. I got 5 of them. So he's got no more bullion. And then he's trying to sell 5 of these. Now he's trying to sell 4 of those. So keep that thing. There's not a lot left. There's only so much gold and silver, and that's it. There isn't that much, and it's not a whole lot left. And eventually, you're going to be blowing up the COMEX because they're going to have one price, and then once the market really gets going, and all of a sudden silver is $500 an ounce where it should be, silver should be 1/10 of gold. Gold's 2,000. Silver should be 200 at these ridiculously low prices. Gold should not be 2,000, should be much higher. But again, understanding the difference between paper and physical is the key to it. All right, Bobby, good luck. Go win some money. Go check out Backrack too, please. And otherwise, have a nice day. I will see you about 11:30 tomorrow. We'll do a little show. We've got the baseball. We had a couple of locks. Check the first video for that. And basketball tonight, or no, it's tomorrow. I think Miami is a home dog, so I took Miami. I just don't think Boston, you don't lose game 1 and 2 at home and then just come back like it's nothing and win all the games on the road. So I don't know. But I do know the elimination is very difficult. It's hard to eliminate the team. So now that Boston's won 2, they've got the confidence. So it's hard for Miami to get that 4th win. That I know is very difficult. So we'll see. All right, it's been done before. The Yankees were up 3-0 on Boston and lost. So it's totally possible, but we will see. Anyway, have a great day. Have a great weekend. www.teaserking.com. Buy your gold and silver. And these prices are very cheap, and they're not going to be there long. Soon, some more bank failures coming up. You got the holiday. A lot of bullshit happens on the other side of the holiday. The bank will be closed Monday, and then Tuesday will open, and we'll see what happens. All right, everybody. Have a nice day. Take care. www.teaserking.com.